There we are, you guys. There is a transfer bomb that's just dropped, and I'm not going to try to say his name. He's the Georgian winger from Napoli, Kvara. Okay, David Ornstein has just put out some news that we apparently are interested in signing, like I said, the Georgian left winger who plays for Napoli. For those of you that have watched him, he's a very, very exciting winger to be, linked with. And it seems like he might be leaving in January. You talk about us being opportunistic in the market. This is the type of signing we might go for. Yo, Jalapeno, nice to see you in the building. Guys, this news literally just dropped about an hour and a half ago. And yeah, I want to know, this is going to be a quick live just to hear what you guys think. If you would take him, what you think this means we're going to do in the January transfer window, and just the overall thoughts. I'll let you know about mine. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. He wouldn't be a Salah backup. He's more of a left winger. He's much, much better on the left because he turns inside. If you look at his best actions that he's ever had, he turns in from the left and shoots with his right. He's very, very technically gifted, and he has a lot of potential. There's no doubt about that. It sounds exciting, but I would rather have a striker. Jalapeno, I agree. He's so good. Yeah, that's the thing. He's so good. That's the problem. But we already have both Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz who can play on the left. So this is where I'm curious to hear what you guys think. And I'm going to run, I'm going to run a poll right now. I'm going to see if you guys would take him or you think we just don't need him right now. Because, when David Ornstein drops a bomb like this and now Paul Joyce has also confirmed it, usually it means that it's serious interest. It's not just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's serious interest. Would you... So guys, the poll is going to be, would you take him, Kvara? I'm always going to call him Kvara because I'm definitely going to butcher his name like most of you probably. I'm not the only one, except the Georgians in the building. If there's any Georgians, let me know. But yeah, would you take Kvara? Yes or no, we don't need him. Those are going to be the two options, okay? I'm really curious to hear what us as a Liverpool fan base think. I'll let you know my thoughts right now. The times I've seen him, he is one of the most exciting wingers in the world. There's no doubt about it. One of the things that he definitely can improve on is his goal contributions. You know what I mean? And being more deadly in front of goal from what I've heard and from what I've seen. But he's still young. We could develop him to become more of a deadly winger. Look, when Salah came, he wasn't as deadly as he ended up being for us. So it is definitely a signing I would welcome. Like bringing a top young player is obviously something that every football club wants. Here's the caveat though. He's not the player or the position that we need. That's the only thing. It feels like a bonus, sexy luxury signing like Federico Chiesa felt like. Obviously, this would be a much bigger signing, but you know what I mean? Like a luxury signing. But do we really need him? I think we need more of a center back / left back. Ideally, a player that can play both, like Hato from Ajax, but a player that can really play those positions. I feel like that would be the dream. Reliable source, yeah, Daily Ora. The two most reliable Liverpool sources are saying that we're really interested in Kvara from Napoli. Both David Ornstein and now Paul Joyce has confirmed it as well. And trust me, it's rare that they drop big transfer bombs related to Liverpool. It's rare because we've seen in the past, usually when we start being linked like this, again, with the most reliable sources, it means there's real, genuine, deep interest. And I think he's a player we've been looking out for a long time. But I really do agree with Jalapeno. If we were to sign an attacker, I think it would make so much more sense to go for a lethal striker or a right winger for the future to eventually replace Mohamed Salah. You know what I mean? Yeah, Hato would be amazing. That's what so that's where I'm a bit confused with this news. But again, I think it goes back to what we were saying before. Opportunistic is the way that we look at things in transfer windows, apparently, under Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, the FSG model. And it seems like he's a player we've been looking out for a long time. the contract negotiations with Napoli are apparently stalling, and that's one of the reasons why he may leave in January, because they would want to get good money for him, and at the same time he would want to move to a club where he would get higher wages, etc. You know what I mean? So PSG are really interested, and according to David Ornstein and Paul Joyce, we're also really interested. But again, I think it's going to depend what the price will be, what wages he's asking for. But trust me, they don't drop bombs like this unless we're truly deeply interested in those players. You know what I mean? Yo, Sonny, thank you again for the super chat, who says, can't believe I'm missing a stream. You're not missing a stream. You're here. I hope, though, Sonny, you'll be here on Saturday, because genuinely, if you're not here for the Accrington Stanley stream, I'm worried that we're going to lose. So, guys, please, in the chat, in the building, we need you begging for Sonny to be here on Saturday, because when he misses Liverpool games, the 2 games he's missed this season are the 2 games we lost, and we can't afford to lose at home on Saturday, because then I feel like it would be the biggest meltdown I've ever seen within the Liverpool fan base, and I can't be having any of that. Yo, Sophia, nice to see you in the building, who says, how are you? He is absolutely amazing, but just not what we need right now. Exactly. Just seems a bit unnecessary. I reckon it will happen, though. Wow, Sophia thinks it'll happen. But are you saying you think it'll happen because, yeah, when David Ornstein drops a bomb like this, it usually means something happens? Or do you just think like he's the type of signing that FSG would go for and that we would go for? Kvara would be great player. Just hope he doesn't end up like Chiesa. Nah, he doesn't have a bad injury record. We got to wait for Fabrizio Romano. Yes, obviously for here we go. I'm not saying this deal is done. I never said that. I just said when David Ornstein and Paul Joyce say that we're really interested in a player, it means business. You know what I mean? They don't drop Liverpool in there often. They don't. You know what I mean? Yeah, Sonny, you're our lucky charm. You have to be there. Guys, I'm going to check the poll right now. I'm curious to see what you guys say. Okay, so far, over 600 of you guys have voted. 65% say yes. With bold caps, yes, you would take Kvara. And 35%, nah, we don't need him. Delior says, Leo, that's the decoy for all other clubs to swoop in for him and we go handle our business with our real target. Well, Delior, if it means we handle our business with our real target in January, then I would be delighted. So freaking happy. Are you kidding? If it means this is some kind of decoy for us to make possibly a defensive signing, I'm all over it. I'm just so glad that our name is being put in there with some kind of action with the most reliable sources. You know, I'm not one to just talk about news when it's, you know, the least reliable. But anytime David Ornstein has said something about us being in movement for a player, it's been known that that's been real news when you look after. Like, we all know the Zubamendi news this summer. Obviously, we didn't end up getting him, but that transfer saga, we know all of that was real. He ended up just in the end deciding to stay with his boyhood club. You know what I mean? But, yeah, maybe we should buy him and then loan him. Nah, bro, he's ready for major impact already. I wouldn't wait. I would bring him right away. Yo, Saka fan, nice to see you in the building. Who do you think Arsenal should go for in the January transfer window? Because I definitely think you guys need a signing as well. Sonny says, won't be in the stream on Saturday. I do have my reasons, though. It's nothing to do with my girlfriend. Okay, Sonny, so long as you don't miss the game. Because if you miss the game, I think there would be a meltdown. Yeah, PSG are the other main team that are contending for his signature. 5-star C, thank you very much for the super chat, who says he might be the perfect Salah, but Salah is king. You mean the perfect Salah replacement, but Salah is king, definitely. The only thing is I don't see him playing on the right wing. Guys, if you have a look at his highlights, if you have a look at his best moments at Napoli, trust me, it did not come from the right-hand side. He was playing on the left wing, and he would turn inside and shoot with his right. Yo, Leo Yassin, OG in the building. How are you doing? No, we're just Frog. We're just heavily linked with Kvara. It's not done. buzzed for this news. Time to go watch his highlights on YouTube. Yeah, Delior. You'll see though, he's much more of a natural left winger. That's the thing. He's much more of a left winger. Now, if we do sign him, for me it's 1000% a sign that we will sell Luis Diaz. That's me personally. That's my prediction if we were to go and sign him in January, because there's that opportunity and Napoli want to sell him. He wants to leave because, like I said, they can't match the wages that he wants in his new deal. Then I think we would sell Luis Diaz. That's just me personally, because he's been linked to move to Barca and other clubs in the past. So that would be my personal prediction. Maybe it happens in the summer, but like I said, the way this club acts in transfer markets, it's clear to see they will have a set of players that for them are like outliers. Like Zubimendi is an outlier in his position. They see that he's that good, he has that much potential to improve the team and get better, that if the opportunity arose to be able to sign him, like it potentially did this summer, it didn't, obviously false hopes this summer, but if it did, we would be ready to go all out. And it seems like this player is one of them where maybe we don't need that position, but we see his ability being that high and his potential being that high that we would go for it. That's what it's about, you know? But yeah, I do think if we were to sign him, I think Luis Diaz would leave in the summer. That would be my prediction, because I don't see how we have three natural left wingers. How could you have Cody Gakpo, Luis Diaz, and Kvara all fighting for the same position when we don't have depth in other positions on the pitch? It would make zero sense. You know what I mean? Ooh, there's another Leo in the building who says, I live in Naples. Oh, you live in Naples? Okay. I saw him train. He is a baller. So I asked him, do you want to come to Liverpool? And he said, there's no way you asked that. Come on, Leo. There's no way you asked him, you want to come to Liverpool? I don't believe that. That's too quick with it. Leo, it's a bit off topic. I'm a Spurs fan. We've been linked with Kolomouani on loan with a £55 million option to buy. Any news on that? Because apparently we're looking to get the deal done this week. I haven't seen reliable news around that, to be honest. But I could see him leaving, honestly. Diaz won't leave, says Sonny. I'm not saying I would want. I don't want Luis Diaz to leave. You think Diaz on the right wing? I don't think he's as good on the right wing. I don't think he's as good on the right wing. Leo, we need a right wing. That's what I mean, look at it. That's, for me, what confuses me about this news. That's what confuses me. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like I said, if we see his potential being that high and us being able to prove him that much, just like think about in the past, I think about players around his age like Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah. When we brought them in, they obviously weren't the finished product, but we were able to see in our scouting that they had that ability to become elite. You know what I mean? Elite. Kvara is not elite yet, but he definitely has the potential to become an elite winger. And I think he fits into that kind of mold where we don't want to spend 100 million on a winger. That's a finished product winger. I think we want to look at someone who has everything you would want and maybe is not that far away from being elite. Like we saw with Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah when we signed them from Southampton and Roma respectively. But then they took that next level when they joined Liverpool, you know, and obviously now they're both big time legends. But for me, what just surprises me is he's clearly a left winger. You know what I mean? Look at it, yeah. Bentancur, it was so devastating to see him go down in the game yesterday. But thankfully, he put out a story and he's all good. Everything is okay. It's nothing too serious in the end. He's Luis, bro. I love Luis Diaz. Trust me. I love Luis Diaz. I'm not saying I want to sell Luis Diaz. He's one of my favorite players, and I definitely think he's Liverpool quality. But I'm just saying the way that we seem to go about our business is we also will invest for the future. And if there's a big bid that could potentially come in for Luis Diaz, I just think the club would do it, you know, because they think about the future. And I don't think they would keep three natural left wingers. It just wouldn't make sense to me. It would not make sense. I think we get a striker like Isaac this January. Jalapeno, don't get me too excited. Jalapeno, we gotta calm down. You're gonna get me too excited. But yeah, I think we need that. Leo, you make a Subasai appreciation video. Jim, I've already made it. I've already edited the video. It's going to be out tomorrow at 3 p.m. UK time. It's already drafted. So the Subasai video was supposed to come out, but then Sean Dyche got sacked. And then I made a video about that. So I pushed the Subasai video for tomorrow. But yeah, I had to put out an appreciation video, and it's shown these last two games. I think it's so clear to see how much we've missed Dominic Szoboszlai and how important he is to our system. And that's what the video is about. What's the likely percentage we'll sign a player this window? De Liora, I think probably 30% would have been my guess. But honestly, I did not expect a bomb like this about Kvara. Because when Joyce and David Ornstein both put out something, it says a lot. That's all I'm going to say. It says a lot. And it rarely happens. And usually when it does happen, it's that we really are pushing for a player. That's just what I've seen in the past. You know what I mean? Because I've obviously been following all the journalists for a long time. You know, so that's just what I've seen. I say we must buy a striker, someone like Xavier de Santos. I don't know him, Go 12. Who's that striker? Baski, we got a Georgian in the building. As a Georgian Liverpool fan, both Kvara and Mamardashvili would be crazy. Yeah, you must be buzzing. But since you're a Georgian, you must have seen him play obviously more than us. How would you describe him as a player? If you could put a bit of a description, Baski, and say how you think he'd adjust to Liverpool, our team, and the Premier League and everything like that. And can he play on the right wing? That's another question, I wonder. Dane, I love Stefan Bajcetic, but it doesn't look like we're going to be bringing him back this season. It looks like he's going to either stay alone at Salzburg or he's going to go to Real Betis. But definitely for the rest of the season, he's going to be out on loan. That's what the reports are saying. Mamardashvili is arriving this summer. So this summer, without a shadow of a doubt, either Kelleher or Alisson are getting sold because we will not keep 3 top-class goalkeepers. I think it's going to be a case of who bids the most for who, because I really genuinely think there's no way we keep 3 top-class keepers. It would make no sense. And yeah. But again, I think Mamardashvili is another example of, did we need a goalkeeper when we signed him this summer? Absolutely not. Is he the definition of an opportunistic signing? Yes, because clearly our scouting department thinks that he's that good that he can become the best goalkeeper in the world. He has every ability to do that, and therefore when he was available for that price, we wanted to make sure that no other club could go for him. I think it's a similar case to Kvara. I'm not saying this deal is done whatsoever with Kvara, obviously, but I'm just saying for me it reminds me of that deal because all of our initial reactions were, do we need him? We clearly don't, but they don't want to lose on a signing like that if it's for a good price, so we would go for it. For me, there's a lot of similarities, obviously different positions, but very similar in terms of our strategy in the transfer market. And that's history, recent history, that proves that's what the type of deal that we'd go for then. You know what I mean? Because that literally happened this summer. And I know many of us were confused by it. You know what I mean? De Liora says, would you swap Nunes for another striker that's not in the Premier League? Of course I would, De Liora. Come on. That's a silly question. That's a silly question. Because someone like Gyökeres is one of the best strikers in the world. He scored 62 goals in 63 games in 2024. Of course I would want him at Liverpool. Jalapeno says, I've got a question for you Georgians in the building. How do you pronounce his name? Yeah, I'm just going to say, I told you guys, I'm saying Kvara because I'm not going to try the full name. It's too difficult. No, our fans football news. Why can't you go to the game? I do think we need to invest a left back for the future, yes. Because eventually we're going to need to replace Robbo, and the earlier we do it, the better. Because imagine if Robbo can be a mentor and a guide for whatever young left back. Let's say it's someone like Kerkez from Bournemouth. Imagine having someone like Robbo who's won the whole lot, who has an elite mentality to help him not just adjust to the football club, but show him around what that elite mentality is all about, you know? So I really hope we do sign a young left back with bags of potential, and like Kerkez, who's 21 years old, and we keep Robbo around because he has that elite mentality. He's a legend. He's won the whole lot, and we give him that time to develop and adjust to the club. That's what I hope we do. Absolutely. Thank you, Hidden. Thank you, Hidden, very much for the super chat. So, nah, we don't need Somerville, bro. We should sign Kerkez is the one I would personally love. Every time I've watched Kerkez play for Bournemouth, I've been like, bring him to the club because he's proving he can do it at the Premier League level, and he's 21 years old. So like I said, imagine you bring someone in like him, and you give him time to develop. You don't put too much pressure on him. You have someone like Robbo as a mentor for him, and he's gonna develop into an elite player like Robbo did. In his prime, Robbo was the best left back in the world. No doubt about it. He was so good defensively, so good going forward. Look at the amount of assists he got for us. But the reality is, you can't be the best left back in the world for that many years. You know, just age is obviously going to impact the way you play. You know what I mean? And he would acknowledge that himself. In terms of a left back, yeah, but Jack Pratt is saying you would want Kerkez, especially as it would be a national teammate with Soboslai as well. Yep, that's true. Elmua says, as a Napoli fan, I hope Kvara doesn't leave. Kerkez, Isaac, Hato, and Zubamendi. This would be a dream. Yeah, Jalapeno. That's not happening, though. Let's be real. That's not happening. Come on. Or Jonathan David. I like him. I'm not convinced about Jonathan David, to be honest. I would welcome it, but I'm not convinced. And Marmoush, because why not? Nah, Jalapeno, it looks like he's off to City. Let me see if there's any updates. Hold on, let me tell you guys. It looks like Marmoush. See, look now, Simon Jones, guys, who is a reliable journalist as well, just said Liverpool are willing to pounce if the opportunity to sign Kvara arises. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Napoli are struggling in the contract extension of Kvara, and therefore they won't want to lose him. They'll want to sell him for the best price possible, and that might be this January period. And look at these reports; they're basically saying if Napoli at some point in January are like, yeah, we wanna cash in, and we want to make sure that we get good money for him so we can reinvest it in the market. It really sounds like we're going to be one of the clubs to pounce. That's what it's saying, that we're going to be there to pounce on the opportunity, which, like I told you guys, really reminds me of the Mamardashvili signing this summer from Valencia, where it didn't make that much sense, but we thought the ability and potential was so high that we didn't care. We just went for the opportunity. And to me, it's so reminiscent of that from all the reports we're seeing. Andrikos, thank you very much for the super chat. Trent Boy, I would have said Lewandowski, yes, but the thing is his form towards the end of 2024 dipped so much that's why I didn't put him in the team of the year. If he had kept up his form towards the end of the year, I would have said 1000% I would have said his name, but it dipped too much. That's why I had to go for Gyökeres, because he stayed consistent till the end. Bro, I never said I was Fabrizio Romano. I never said it was my exclusive or anything. I never said that, you guys. Y'all are trolling now. I literally talked about the sources of David Ornstein and Paul Joyce and now other reporters. So this is not, I've never said I had any exclusive, okay? No, I do not want Ferran Torres. No. Yo, GS Warriors in the building. What's good? Two Georgians would be crazy. Imagine at the same time. Marmoush, bro, it looks like Marmoush. It looks like Man City are pushing hard for Marmoush, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Big up, guys. I want W's in the building for Sonny. Big up, Sonny. Thank you very much, as always, for the support. Who says I could see Ali and Kelaha being sold because Mamardashvili won't want to be second choice to anyone. I can't imagine he will want to be second choice to Ali or Kelaha. This is my last donation. Sonny, I disagree here though. From what the reports were saying, it seems like Kelaha is going to be sold in the summer, and it seems like Ali is still going to be our number one choice until he's no longer in his prime. I think that's what's going to happen. So basically, we signed Mamardashvili as basically a player who knows he's going to be a number one in just 2 to 3 years. And during that time, he'll play all of our cup games and he'll be the understudy of Alisson, who's the best goalkeeper in the world. That's what's going to happen. That's all the reports were saying that. There's no way in the same summer we would sell both of those keepers. Because we need we need a backup. Definitely we need a top backup, as we've seen in previous seasons with potential injuries. But then also, I just don't see Alisson leaving. I don't see him leaving. Yeah, I don't see it like that. Is Mamardashvili... Big up Hidden has just become a community support member. I want W's in the building for Hidden. Thank you very much. I want to see you using those emojis. Hopefully down the line we'll be adding a Kvara emoji. Because imagine we have 2 Georgians in our team. That would be crazy. Leo, who would you personally like us to go for? I said it before. For me, number 1 would be Hato from Ajax. He's 18 years old. He's already played a bunch of games in the Eredivisie. He looks like a generational talent that can play both center back and left back. He's the one I would go for. He could literally be the understudy to Virgil van Dijk. Learn from Virgil. Learn from his elite mentality. And imagine how much he could develop with us. So for me, he'd be my number 1 target because he fills 2 positions. He's versatile that we really desperately need for the future. And again, because of his age, and he's already proving he can do it in a competitive league, he could be there for so many years for us that he'd be the one I'd go for. You guys saw, some of you guys are asking, are you worried after our last 2 results? Guys, the reason I did not overreact after the Spurs defeat when I was here with Aaron is because those 2 games to me felt like anomalies from the past. And if, however, the Forest game is so crucial, like now it looks like it could be a title decider, if we show the same mentality within our team, which is a lack of energy, lack of desire, losing 50-50 battles, if that happens against Forest, then you're going to see a worried Leo at post-match. Then I'm actually going to be worried, because that would be 3 games where our mentality wasn't right. And under Slot, that's clearly an aspect where things have been okay. Now we barely have any more injuries. It's just Joe Gomez that's out, and and now Sobosai is going to be returning, so it's just going to be Joe Gomez out. We have no excuses. We have to win at Forest, or we cannot lose, that's for sure. And we have to show a reaction. If our mentality is off against Forest, I will be worried. But right now, I think it would be way too much of an overreaction to be just after 2 games. Way too much. We should sign Dilly or a great talent. Let me see if there's any other updates. So, guys, this is from my boy Grizz. This is the opinion of my boy Grizz, who says the inquiry was made this morning from us. In his opinion, he thinks he was a target for this summer, not for January, but the PSG interest has accelerated our plans, very similar to the Spurs and Diaz deal. Remember, Spurs were pushing when we signed Lucho. Before we signed him, Spurs were pushing for him, but we wanted him too, so we accelerated that move. and we decided to go for him in January. It's true. It reminds me of that too. I believe if we go in for him, the player will choose us, says Grizz. He and his reps know of our interest. Let's see now. That's what my boy Grizz is saying. Alinas, nice to see you in the building, who says, or maybe we can move Diaz on the right and put Kvara on the left after Salah leaves. I don't want to think about Salah leaving. I think he deserves a 2 to 3 year deal. So for me, that's not even a reality. I can't accept that. For me, that's not in the near future. It can't be possible. Oh no! Somebody tricked me on Twitter. I was trying to get an update from Ornstein, and then it made those sounds. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking the sound off now on all future streams because that can happen. What would be interesting too is apparently Napoli have been interested in Federico Chiesa too, so I'm curious to see how that develops. But personally, I would rather he stays. I would. Big up, Sonny, and you know how much I appreciate your support always. It means the whole world. No, I think Salah will extend. I said it time and time again, but there's no better club for him to be at than Liverpool. No better club. And I just cannot imagine him leaving to Saudi now, for example. Just no chance. You know what I mean? Do you think we can beat Spurs at Anfield? Absolutely. I think we can overturn that tie. Alinus says, Leo, if we buy another winger, for sure Salah leaves. I mean, we already have 6 wingers at the club, and why do we buy another one? Like I said before, for me, I think our entire transfer department, they know what clubs are interested in what players. And for example, I do think if we sign Kvara, that it would be a sign that Luis Diaz would leave, because Barca have time and time again showed interest in him. He clearly is interested in moving to Barca, as his dad said in the past. So for me, what wouldn't surprise me is, again, the opportunity is now to sign him, and then we would sell Luis Diaz in their summer or something and just have a little squad shifting. So that's what I think would happen. I don't think it's related to Salah, because Kvara is such a different player to Mohamed Salah that I don't see a connection between them two. I don't see it. I don't see it. And those 3 left wingers that we would have, Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, and now Kvara, we've seen Luis Diaz on the right. We've seen Gakpo at times in different positions. They're nowhere near the levels that they are on the left wing. So for me, I don't see it as a replacement for Mo. I really don't. And I don't think Salah will leave. I really don't think Salah will leave. I really don't want Lucho to leave, says Alinos. For me, Lucho is our best player in the last year, is my opinion. I don't want him to leave either. But again, maybe they're thinking about a squad revamp. They're thinking about, could we sell Lucho for more money than we bring in Kvara, and Kvara is younger, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So we can't exactly know what's going on, but what's for sure is I definitely don't think he would be a replacement for Salah, because when we sign a right winger, I think it would be a left-footed player who turns inside like Mo has done all these years, and he's not that player. And neither is Luis Diaz, and neither is Cody Gakpo. You know what I mean? So I just don't see it. Bro, we've been linked exactly with Ryan Cherki as well from Lyon. That's another one that confuses me, because he's a left winger. So it's, again, why do we keep being linked with left wingers? It's really odd. Jack Pratt, Gakpo's recent form has been unbelievable. I think he has to start almost every game with the way that he's been playing. For me, my guys, let me know what front 3 you would go for against Forest. But for me, I think I would go for Gakpo, Diaz down the middle, and Salah on the right, because I don't think Jota did enough against Spurs to warrant a start against Forest. That would personally be my front 3. Why so many left wingers? That's what I think, Jalapeno. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it whatsoever. Thank you, Kolonen. I appreciate it. But guys, yeah, let me know the front three you would go for. Liverpool preparing for some attackers to leave in the summer. That's what it would be, Jalapeno. Exactly. That's what it would be. If we sign Kvara, you bet it's 100% sure that one of our six attackers would leave in the summer. There's no doubt about that. One of them would leave. You know, so it's definitely a sign. But man, if Paul Joyce, I'm telling you, anytime I've seen in the past Paul Joyce, and obviously they didn't say we put a bid or anything, but anytime in the past that Paul Joyce and Kvara have reported on a player, I'm just saying it meant there was real movement behind the scenes. That's all I know. Klopp's kids coming back on Saturday. Yup. I think the team, I'll tell you guys the team I would personally play on Saturday, but I think we can make sure that there's not one usual starter that's in the team. And I'll tell you the one I would go for. So I would go for Kelleher in goal, obviously. Costas at left back. I would go for a center back partnership of Nalo and Kwanzaa. I would go for Connor Bradley at right back. I would go for Endo and Tyler Morton as our holding mids with Harvey Elliott ahead of them. I would go for Darwin on the left, Jaden Danz down the middle, and Federico Chiesa on the right. And with that team, I think it's definitely strong enough to beat a League Two side. And at the same time, we'd be able to rest our full 11. Our full 11 would be rested. That is expected to start against Forest. Go 12 says Gakpo, Diaz, Salah. Yeah. Oh, no, Alinos, Darwin isn't available against Forest. Darwin picked up another yellow in the game against Man United, which was his fifth yellow of the season, so he's suspended. He's not going to be available for Forest, so I'm telling you, he's 100% going to start against Accrington Stanley this weekend. No doubt about it. Sonny says, play Darwin as a winger. I think he'd do better. I feel like it would put maybe less pressure on his shoulders, which seems to be his problem. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, I think this weekend, 1,000% Darwin will start because, like I said, he's going to be suspended for the game against Forest anyways. And I think Darwin will start on the left wing, hopefully. And that means Jaden Danz down the middle. I want to see Danz starting so bad. And then it would be Federico Chiesa on the right. That's the team I think is going to, or at least I'm hoping for, I guess. But Liverpool Excited, it's nice to see you in the building. What's going on? What's good? Is this signing official? No, we haven't even launched a bid. But when David Ornstein drops a transfer bomb around Liverpool and then Paul Joyce follows up, it just means we're really, really interested. It's not just unreliable sources, that's for sure. Leo, do you think we'll sign Alphonso Davies? Probably not. Because of the wages and the signing on fee and everything, I don't think it's the type of left back we'd go for. I don't think so. I really hope to see Chiesa starting with Darwin. It'll be an interesting game to watch. Yeah, Alinos, I'm so excited for the game on Saturday. I think both of them will definitely start. It's the perfect chance for both of them to start. And like I said, I hope Jaden Danz is a third attacker because he's always impressed when he's played for us. I think right now, Jabir, our best front three includes both Cody Gakpo and Lucho from what we've seen. I would start Cody Gakpo on the left wing and Lucho down the middle against Forest. That would be the one. Tomislav LFC, nice to see you in the building. Leo, do you have specific times for when you upload your shorts? Yes, Tommy. Usually the first one goes out at 3 p.m. UK time, and then the next one at 5 p.m., and the next one at 7 p.m. Like the first video tomorrow, since you guys are all in the building and supporting an extra amount the channel, which I really appreciate. All of you guys that are in the building right now, but just so you know, the first video I already prepared is going to drop tomorrow at 3 p.m. and that's going to be around Soboslai and how crucial he is for our system. No, Peterborough coach didn't even put Tyler Young to play against his dad. Deliora, did he not? I thought that was going to break history tonight. I was going to check that after the stream, actually. That's so disappointing. Like, why not bring him on for a little bit for the vibes? Damn, City have officially put in a bid of 50 million euros for this player, Kusanov. Have you guys watched him? Who plays for Lens in France? I should know him, honestly, because he plays in France, but I don't watch the French league. That's the problem. Do you guys know this player? Kusanov. That's a big bid from City to be bidding that much. Jeez. This wasn't on my January transfer window bingo card, that's for sure. I did not expect something like this. Show a pic of him? No, you don't? Okay, let me show you the player. This was from David Ornstein as well. Kusanov, Lens. Let me pull up a picture for you guys. He plays for, yeah, like I said, for Lens. It looks like City have bid 50 million euros. That's a lot. They must rate him highly. Guys, has anybody in the building watched him? Watch this kid play. A winger for Lens. Let me check his stats this season. Wait, I'm confused now. His name is Kusanov. Damn. Guys, he must be... Oh, sorry, he's a center back. That's why I was so confused. I couldn't find him. Guys, he's a solid center back. That's what I meant to say. Yo, big up. Don't know it. Yeah, he's a center back. He's a beast, apparently. He's 20 years old. And yeah, he seems to be playing well for... He scored in the Coupe de la France. No, did he score? Yeah, he scored in the Coupe de la France against a PSG, actually. I'm surprised. I've seen him play like 3 times. Is he that good? Trust me, that kid is good. Damn. Yo, Fox Cat, nice to see you in the building. How's it going? Yes, Jalapeno. I would love to. Jalapeno, I would really love to. The problem is, for example, a stream like this, which is so spontaneous, you can't really do last minute because Nathan Connor, for example, shout out to Nathan Connor. I speak to him and he has such a busy schedule that it's something you really have to plan ahead of time. You know what I mean? Because he does a lot of stuff outside of YouTube too, it seems. So it's not easy to organize those things, but that's one of the things I really want to do for this year. So absolutely, I'm gonna be pushing for it, jalapeno, especially when I get back to Europe. I'm only in Iceland for another like 6 days, 5 to 6 days. Big up Natasha, thank you for that kind message. Damn, it's that cold for you. I'm doing well. I'm getting hyped about our transfer market now because I thought that we wouldn't make any movement, and it seems like it could be a crazy transfer window. It seems like it could be a crazy transfer window. Imagine, guys. That would be crazy. Napoli fan, I just saw this. Bro, for all the Napoli fans in the building who get to watch him week in, week out, can you describe the player a little bit more for us? Gakpo is so good, I agree. He's so good, I love him. It's -5 degrees here. Liverpool excited, I'll tell you what it is here in Iceland. And I just went on a 1 hour walk before I was with you guys. Here it feels like -12. So there you go. It feels like -12, and I have such a warm coat that I wasn't even cold at all. I was just on a 1 hour walk before, literally. We don't need Kvara. Maybe he's a good Joe Gomez replacement because this would be his last season. Nah, I think Joe Gomez might stay unless there's a big bid that comes in. Valverde, I would love him. Trust me. Who's your dream signing in the transfer window? A center back that can play left back too. That's my dream. Someone like Hincapi from Leverkusen. I would love him. One day, if I come to Norway, that would be beautiful. If I ever came to Norway. Damn, my boy Max is in the building who says last week it was -29. Bro, where were you, Max, again? Where it was -29? Where were you? I'm trying to remember. Forgetting now. I would take Kerkez personally. I know Robinson has probably been a little bit better this season, but the fact that Kerkez is 21 years old is why I would personally go for him over Robinson. Because imagine, like I said, he'd be able to learn off of Robbo and keep improving and everything. That would be special. That would be so good. Tristan says, is Liverpool going to sign him and for how much? We don't know exactly how much yet. Oh, yeah, Canada. Yeah, bro, Canada. It's so cold in Canada often. The coldest I think I've ever felt was in Montreal one year, 1 January. Um, but yeah, will we sign him? If he becomes available, it seems like we will sign him because that's how we seem to act. Imagine doing a 100-meter race in -29 degree weather. Jeez. If you go to Denmark, visit a place called Aiken. I will go for Theo Hernandez. For me, he's the best left back. He's too attacking. I don't know. He is good, obviously, but he would cost so much that he's not the type of player we'd go for. City FC, it's snowing here a lot in Iceland. Like, a lot, all the time. Man, I can't imagine if City paid 80 million euros for Marmoush. That would be crazy, bro. That would be really crazy. That would be wild. Yo, Jamal, nice to see you in the building. Yeah, Iceland is so beautiful. So, so beautiful. There were floods where I am. No, I'm sorry to hear that, Trent boy. Kvara plays left wing, Edward. Left wing, and he cuts inside on his right foot. That's his best, the best way that he plays. But all right, you guys, that is unfortunately going to be the end. I'm sorry you're just joining in the building now, Caden. I have a really good feeling that we'll beat Spurs. Yeah, me too, Caden. But yeah, guys, that is going to be the end of this stream. It was meant to be quite a short one because I just wanted to jump on and speak to you guys after this Kvara news. It was such a big bomb from both Ornstein and then after Paul Joyce that I felt we had to discuss it. Yo, Mason in the building. Nice to see you. Actually, before we end, I want to see what you guys decided to vote on, by the way. So over 2,300 of you guys voted. 72% of you said yes, you want to sign Kvara. And 28% says, nah, we don't need him. Yeah, Mason, unfortunately. But so those are the results. So almost all of you guys would take him. And I think it makes sense. I mean, he is such an exciting talent. But let's see how it develops. I think obviously if he becomes available, this would move very, very quickly. Like I said, it's very rare that both Paul Joyce and David Ornstein drop a bomb like this unless there is real movement around what's going on. So I think I will hopefully see you guys soon so that we can talk about it a bit more. But yeah, I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your night. And I'm gonna go watch a movie right now. Actually, I'm gonna watch a Hitchcock film. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Birds. But it's one that's been on my list for a while, so I'm really excited to see it. But yeah, guys, I hope we'll be back with another live soon around transfer news, and then obviously I will see you on Saturday for the Accrington Stanley game in the FA Cup. We'll see lots of youngsters, lots of changes. But yeah, guys, I will see you all very soon. Have a beautiful rest of your night.